Hello, good morning. I'm at the location of what once was the Irish Lights siding, originally the Traders' Wharf siding. So one time the harbour had an extensive network of harbour tracks, and this one was opened in the late 1880s. What I discovered was it was initially used for the importation of certain goods, marine goods like buoys and so forth. And during the First World War, which we were part of the Great War, it was used the export during the Great War as well. So, but it actually ran across the road here. See where the dogs come up now. So, ran across that road at an angle. And something remains of it. It's an extraordinary that it was once here. There's a photograph in 1974, and roughly here were the two wagons, and the level crossing was here, and it ran across here on the. So this wall would have been there. So you're always looking for points of reference from the past. And this commissioner of Irish Lights. It's a nice reference to a lighthouse in its architecture. So let's just get this right now. The line came across the road at an angle here and came through there and went down. So it came down in a single track and fanned out into two tracks. Found out into two tracks, and beside the tracks were where the metals were. So that's another video I did of the metals that were built in the 1810s and in use until the 1840s to build boat harbour walls, and also to build the wharfs. What's behind us is behind us is Traders' Wharf. The line would have fanned out into two tracks going down to the wharf itself, and then there was sidings off it for different businesses as well. So you had the siding off the siding, so to speak. So doing some research, and according to local people on the Dún Laoghaire Facebook group, they remember seeing it in use in the 1970s, and I did ChatGPT. I'm using that a lot lately, so seemed to fall out of use in 77, 78, and then of course extensively the harbour was, or the railway network around here, around the station, extensively changed in the 1980s, early 80s. So what's remarkable with this crossing here is there's nothing left, whereas the other crossing, St. Michael's, just beside the old terminus station, that fine retaining wall, you can see the original red brickwork from that time. So that was used as an access point when construction work was going on with the station. And beside the commuter train, it's not a dart, just pulled in there, is where the 1926 signal box was, signal cabin was, and that was demolished I think in 82. As I said, the platforms were demolished, the track bed was lower, so it went under extensive construction works, and the bridge was actually demolished as well. They had to replace the bridge. So the Dart, 40 odd years ago, actually today's the anniversary of the Dart. I just realised that. Here we are, 42 years later, 1984, July 23rd it opened. So I'll leave it there. I just wanted to revisit this location and put some more context on it as well. So it seems that there was probably a stub of the track there, and then that was removed during the Dart works in the early 80s. The line was lifted up to the road almost, and there was a stub of a track, according to the reports. Just leave you with the commuter train going back into Dublin.